Here we are to pay respects to the late great Professor Shadow. Rest in peace, old buddy.
Oh yeah, it's been a year. A whole year. A little longer actually, but shit happens. Let's get started. Just music from the caretaker in there. Duck never truly recovered from his crack addiction. What a tonal shift in terms of music.
I've had this journal for a long time, and at first, when my wife got it, it became more of a paperweight than anything else, but I decided to bring it out now since there seems to be something going on here.
So as you can see, they used the uberduck.ai voice for the narration of Ringo Starr's. It's a little distracting at first, but it actually isn't a bad replication at all, and actually does help fit the tone a bit.
Recently, Topham signed an agreement for this new nuclear power plant the government is building on the Brendan Branch between the docks and Sudbury. Of all the places they could have put it, they had to put it near the most beautiful line, in my opinion.
I like how he adds, in my opinion. Like, it's your journal, you could say whatever you want. Nothing of interest happened for 4 months? Not even a particularly cool looking bird or anything? That notebook must be dusty.
God damn it, I knew this would happen. The power plant exploded.
The way he says God damn it just makes me think the second the power plant started blowing up, he just angrily scrambled to the notebook to start writing. Yes, it does appear to be an explosion.
People cleared the platform faster than I have ever seen before. We knew the shockwave would be coming fast, so we didn't even wait for an all clear.
Don't think I didn't recognize the Project G1 credits music there. Birdie's like, yeah, I know there's a huge explosion going on, but I couldn't drive through this gate, that would be property damage.
We passed Donald, who was heading the opposite way, pulling slow goods. We found out later that he didn't make it out alive.
Maybe you could have warned him, I don't know.
And I don't blame him, while we all have some layer.
I like how Edward's just happily smiling to those kids like, sorry, but you're fucked. Those aren't the same coaches. Yeah, I'm gonna be that guy. Oh my, another one of these kinds of videos. All I have to say is Shed 17 and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race. Quick, soldier, rocket jump out of there. Seriously though, why would they use a TF2 death scream in a serious video?
The next morning, a crowd of people forced their way out of the ticket office next to us to raid MC Bun to get some food to eat.
I wouldn't eat from these guys. They can't even put their fucking sign on right.
I really hope they're okay.
I like how you can hear that aw in the background. So sweet of you to care about us.
We were shocked to see James pull up to the station with empty coaches. He seemed pretty pent up about something, since he was taking his anger out on Edward.
I don't know, that just seems like typical James to me. All I can think of now is Shrek 2. You got the wrong face there. That's one of James's faces. I don't know if this is the video's fault or the original episode. Well, geez, that was fast. Today is just not James's day, is it? So is it really necessary for each of these episodes to have a whole minute-long intro as well as credits if they're going to be short? I just know it's tissue time when I hear this song.
Why? Does this make you horny?
You know what, Joe? I'm going to be the bigger man and not even acknowledge your immature humor.
You mean like you just did?
Sydney and I decided to check in Wellsworth for something to eat.
Because when you see a man's severed torso, you totally got an appetite.
We got a call from Jim Cole on my two-way radio. He took shelter in a bunker underneath his house that he had built a few years ago. His wife and daughter were okay. Too poor Trevor though the blast got him bad.
Well, now we're really starting to get to the disturbing stuff. I like how he has a flintlock rifle. I guess that's all you get when you live in a place with no Second Amendment. You may be wondering why Trevor isn't in heaven. Well, Trevor liked little boys.
Oh, yes, I like children.
What was the lesson plan for tonight?
I'm sorry.
Sorry for what?
I thought this was a joke.
You thought what was a joke?
No, I should have known better.
What did you think it was?
Truly a setup
And why would somebody try to do a setup like this?
to catch people that shouldn't be talking to teenagers.
People like you love to suck, play and suck, play with
Like I
and lick
said,
nipples and licking. And you?
there's
Where is that in the Bible? Explain that to me.
There's a human part
Is that
of
the
me
Old
that
Testament or the New
sins.
Testament?
Neither. I am truly sorry. And I'm not going to be in that chat room anymore. I have learned my lesson.
Well, I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on men who try to meet kids online for sex.
I'm truly sorry.
Rip in peace, Trevor.
We talked about our adventures with Trevor until we felt drowsy, and we've decided to sleep inside Edward's cab tonight. It might be risky, but it's less hazardous than sleeping in a building with tons of shattered glass inside it. Luckily, we still had a spare fire blanket in the cab, so we used that.
I can only imagine them just happily telling stories while Edward is just bawling. This isn't really the fall of the series, but I always liked how relatively normal Sawyer looks despite being in a nuclear explosion. Even in a nuclear fallout, the Diesels still act like pricks.
Experiment 1411-2.
I do like how they decide now is the time to do these experiments. Like, they were just licking their lips at the opportunity to do illegal procedures as soon as all hell broke loose.
1411-3. Researchers have tasked Harold and Herbert to block engines from entering.
Geez, you couldn't have just blocked off the area where Oliver was? You had to go through all the way to the docks to block everyone there just from moving altogether?
Test on nearby flat car proved successful after knocking it on its side in about one swift movement.
Luckily, no one was hurt.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
1411-4. Circulation in the face has ceased. Engine's last face is a concerned expression.
Nah, you all just have to turn around. Everyone knows pre-CGI the engines would only change facial expressions off-screen.
Tendrils have grown in length and are able to hold itself off the ground.
Oh boy, now we're getting tendrils involved.
1411-5. Face is now removable, exposing the mouth and teeth.
It also sounds like the zombies in Call of Duty.
Engine went after the second one and compressed the front half, killing it instantly.
How we scream now? You gotta stop with these sound effects. They just take me out of the scene.
1411-7. Diesel 10 was prepped for combat test. This will be our final combat test before mission is operational. Diesel was brought in and combat commenced. D10 held up decent fight, calling it multiple names.
Yes, hurt the monster's feelings. That's how you win. Well, I guess if you're fighting Pennywise, that is.
Diesel 10 was powerless and begged for mercy. apologizing to steam engines in general. Engine took the thin end of the claw and jammed it into the middle of D10's face.
Get what you fucking deserve!
We have decided to call it the Beast.
I am the beast that cuts the meat. Now that they're dead, you can sink in your teeth. I am the beast that grows the wheat. I make bread to eat it with meat.
We woke up to the sound of rain pelting the top of Edward's camp. We got up and we started getting his fire ready, and noticed how we're only half full with his coal capacity.
I love how they just bombard the screen with text in these videos. It's like reading a leftist meme.
Words. Words. Words.
You guys are in a good mood for this apocalypse. I like positive attitudes like that.
Hold on a sec. Is she taking it up the ass?
I like how the Beast still has a driver. Like, he's just along for the ride.
Percy, you must go whoosh and crash. Right, said Percy.
You realize that scream was of a guy busting a nut? I know what you're thinking, but no. Do not put your dick in that. The Beast could just be asking if he's alright for all we know. Well, I guess that looks jawfully painful. Another one of those days. To be fair, the scrapyard is probably enough to depress any sentient vehicle. Okay, I get you're trying to show fear, but I don't think they vibrate that much. I always wondered how the Beast cleans the blood off his face when he reattaches it. Is someone smashing a melon in here?
Sadly, no one was there. The only thing which remained was the hollowed out corpse of another engine, whose shape was all too familiar.
I know I'm not giving the crazy reactions I give to the faces in Shed 17, Project G1, or Thomas and the Killer Cars, but like I'm just not in the mood, okay? I just came back to life, as you remember.
There was only one Great Western Panic tank on the island, and we knew we had lost Duck. He had no eyes and a gaping hole in his forehead. Just the sight of him made me want to vomit. Several pieces had been ripped off of him. He was missing a side rod and a few sections of handrails. To add to that, it seemed as if the whole engine was completely hollow.
I never understood. Are these engines in solar biofuels because they have organic material and mechanical, or are they just mechanical? Their faces have blood, but I'm wondering where it even comes from. Are their faces just flesh layered on top, or is there more inside the engine itself?
We went down Kildare Line and we couldn't believe what we saw. Henry and a bunch of workmen from Brendan were safe as can be in a good shed. Henry was overjoyed to see Edward, but seemed to be a bit focused on something else.
Damn, perhaps things could be turning around.
They talked about the things they saw and how thankful they were to have survived. I asked Paul how Henry wasn't mutated. The reason he survived and hasn't been affected by the radiation was because of his special code.
The coal. That was it the whole time. Everyone could have had that and been fine. I like how some of these assholes are smiling. You're smiling. Your friend lost his fucking eye and you're smiling.
Henry was frightened and charged back down the line and back to Kildare.
I want to know who that one guy is that's just living here during the nuclear apocalypse.
The night before Percy passed by, Gordon shot past. He didn't say anything, but all Henry could hear was him trying to scream.
I don't know, man. It sounds like he's screaming just fine to me. Bro, we get it. You have one stock scream. You literally use it every episode. He'll be fine. Does nobody on the island have a fucking bazooka they can use on that thing? I bet he just thought he was safe in there. He thought wrong.
We lost Frederick last night. Damn engine went after the poor guy. He thought he was a safe distance away from the tracks. Boy, was he wrong.
I just said that.
Some workman found his body in an old shed this morning after hearing him scream in pain.
Why even hide in a shed? Why not literally go anywhere that's not where the tracks are? The beast can only follow you so far. Damn, he's just been suffering this whole time.
Heading away from Kildare, we spotted what looked like to be a train off the line. Upon closer inspection, it was actually Percy, who was derailed in a ditch.
You should have watched episode 6, man. We already knew this.
Both Henry and Edward were in shock when they saw him. He was breathing, but his braids were extremely weak and his jaw was broken and dislocated. Blood was dripping out of his mouth. I couldn't look at it. I felt like I was going to be sick.
Yeah, but you seem to look at it enough to write a vivid depiction of it.
No one could bring themselves to put him out of his misery, so we decided to leave him there.
Where's Jem Cole with his musket when you need him?
We didn't dare look back because we'd only feel more guilty for leaving Percy.
Cowards.
We've decided to play it safe and think of a strategy. Scruffy then started thinking about a battle plan. I'm running out of space to write, so I'll explain it later.
You know, didn't Scruffy like fucking die or something? Like, why are we so concerned with what Scruffy's life is like? Honestly, as far as mutations go in terms of the series, I mean, I'm just saying. I like how this implies the drivers are always just packing heat, you know, just in case.
We found a survivor. It was Leonard.
Of course, Leonard, the most iconic character from the Railway series. Oh yeah, Thomas. I guess it's about time he showed up.
Upon arriving at Tidmouth Sheds, Leonard fainted at the sight that awaited us. We never expected to find Thomas at Tidmouth Sheds. He was horribly mutated and extremely sad.
Gee, he was extremely sad? I never would have guessed that. You gotta stick your thumb out and compare it to the blast. I know you have hands, Thomas. Oh wow, no Howie scream? Why not? Seems like the perfect time for it. Jesus, can you hold that artificial camera still?
We've decided to raid the station to see if any food was being stored in the offices. We found a few pastries inside of the station, but they were pretty stale. Either way, they tasted pretty good.
That's good, they got the fucking pastries. I guess that makes up for everything.
Then the sirens blared loud and long, and the sight of the explosion lit up the sky and caused their ears to ring.
What ears? Do you see ears?
As the shockwave hit the station, some of the stranded passengers ran for the hills. Others stayed in the station. They've all left by now, but it explains why the interiors of the offices are completely trashed.
Really could have just solved it if you hooked it up. I mean, what would it take? Another 2 minutes, maybe?
I was just glad he was safe. I learned that wood isn't affected by radiation, so it made logical sense that he was fine. Then a voice called out from inside of him out of the blue, in a deep, groggy voice, which said something like,
"It's all your fault, Toby. You were greedy and made them suffer."
You know things are fucked when Cookie Monster is roasting you.
We peeked inside, and what we saw was horrifying. Toby's smoke box had become sentient.
So apparently mutation can create fully sentient life now? And not only that, but it's capable of speech and able to constantly berate you? Honestly, the people of Chernobyl got off easy.
After waiting around for a bit longer, we decided to head on back down the line. We did not want to risk Toby or Fireface getting injured, so Edward and I conceived a plan for us to pull him down the line.
You know, if you call him Fireface, can you really blame him for being an asshole?
We peered out from the side of his cab and saw Thomas steaming idly in front of us with his signature triumphant smirk.
You gotta love Thomas. He's in a good mood no matter how fucked up he became.
as he prepared to board the passenger.
I like how he just slides around opposed to the really jerky movements the humans usually have. Truly shows how he is above all.
With nowhere to run, Top Man prepared for the worst. His top hat was blown off of his head before he dropped to the ground.
No, not the top hat.
He entered his car, and he sped off in the direction of Tidmouth Sheds. All he was thinking about was the well-being of his beloved engines. He had to find out what or who had caused this, and where his engines were located.
Holy crap, Topham actually caring about his engine's well-being? This is a breath of fresh air compared to the fat bastard he was in Shed 17.
Topham then declared that he knew that this wasn't any ordinary accident. There was someone behind this, and he had a hunch on who it was. He didn't tell us, but did mention he had a spotty past with them. Thomas said it could be Diesel, but Edward told him that Diesel was sent back to the mainland years ago.
Nah, dude, it was Sharon Miller.
Much had happened in the span of an hour. It's insane. We woke up to Toby having an episode with Fireface, and he sounded like he was fighting for control.
Yeah, because he has a literal face on the other side. Clearly it's Voldemort attempting to revive himself.
Something was going to happen, and I woke up the others. We stood back as Toby screamed in pain, his bell ringing continuously. He was at his breaking point.
I'm just wondering, is Fireface like a part of Toby? Like, could you cut out his tongue or shoot Fireface, or would that kill Toby in the process?
Topham knew what was going to happen and sprinted towards the tram engine that had taken him out on his holiday trip all those years ago.
Oh, so he can apparently sprint now, but his doctor forbade him to help with pushing Henry out of the tunnel that one time. You would have looked really stupid if that didn't work. I will say this was an impactful scene. Wait, farewell Toby? Insensitive much? Sadly, that's it for now. There's more to the fanfic, but this was the last episode as of now, and it was uploaded back in January. So I have no idea when this will continue, but whatever. Overall, this fanfic feels kinda overly edgy. Like someone saw Shed 17 and liked the whole mutate engines idea and just did it in the overdone apocalypse genre. This isn't to say it's bad, just not necessarily something I'd call great. The adaptation is pretty good for using actual show footage. The editing is janky at first, but definitely picks up in the later episodes. Aside from some questionable sound effect choices, it is a solid series of videos and are pretty good at setting the tone. However, like I said, it's unfinished, both the series and the fanfic. Although the fanfic is probably never going to be finished, so oh well. Well, I'm back everyone. It's been a year, but we're going to make up for lost time with more shitty reviews. See you soon, have a crappy day as well.